Hi everyone, I hope that you're all doing well. So, I am very happy that you're here with me today, and today I will be working on this makeup look as I talk about a couple of things that I want to change about the media that I consume and how I feel like it has affected my life and how I am taking my control back. So, I hope that some of this resonates with you, and I hope that you feel like you can take control over what you consume and how that makes you feel. So stay tuned. So, first of all, I have gotten to understand that I am a very sensitive person. I have to actively take steps in order for me to not be sad all the time. So, I guess you can say that I usually do lean towards a very depressive mindset, which I am trying to change. But obviously, the algorithm of social media gives you what you want. However, that does not mean it is what it's good for you. I realized that I would get a lot of videos about extreme dieting. And of course, that's what I was looking for. That's what I thought I needed, and that's what the algorithm would give me. So, of course, I saw a lot of extremely thin influencers, and so that would guide me into taking over toxic habits because I thought that's what I needed. And I thought that I needed to be cruel to myself in order to achieve what I was seeing from these influencers. I am someone who has always been very interested in plastic surgery. A couple of years ago, I had a nose job because, first of all, I wanted to change my nose. I'm not gonna be dishonest about that. But also, it was really, I had been in two car accidents, and both times my nose had been hit. So it was really getting in the way of me breathing correctly. So when I would sleep, I would wake up with huge anxiety because my nose just wasn't allowing enough oxygen. So anyway, I thought that once I had a nose job that everything would be fixed, of course. But to my surprise, after I had the nose job and after I went through so much pain and I said, I will never do this again, I am ready to love myself. Of course, my mind immediately went to another area of concern, which was my arms. I was just like, my arms are so big. When my mind felt like I could change something else very quickly. I didn't have to think about it anymore. I could just get plastic surgeries. And so a lot of my time was consumed in looking what I could get done. And this literally ranges anything from getting a facelift, getting cheek implants, getting a lipo. Honestly, the whole range. I knew that I wasn't going to act on it because the act of it is very scary. But that didn't stop me from looking, that didn't stop me from spending time looking into the possibilities. What is the cost of this? What is the best doctor? What are the risks? Due to me looking up surgeries, the algorithm started feeding me videos of what celebrities would get done. Videos of influencers letting us know what they got done or their experience getting whatever done wherever. And so it was just such a negative loop that I was in. And first, my thought was, well, it's nothing bad. I'm not going to do it. It's just a matter of me understanding what they did. However, now I realize that looking into all of those body modification videos it was leading me to believe that life is very expensive, which I'm not gonna lie, it is. But if you're looking into surgeries, you're getting to a whole new level of expensive. So it was leading me to believe that life was very expensive and that I needed to work a lot in order to be able to afford life. And what kind of loans should I get, And I've always been really good about finances. So I was like, maybe I can afford this in a year. But yeah, so it was leading me to believe that life was very expensive. And subconsciously, whether I liked it or not, it was leading me to continue to seek things that I could change about myself. And in turn, of course, it was leading me to not perceive myself as good enough, because things can always be changed. And another thing that I realized is that we are told that we are in competition against growing old and that we need to prevent it, and there are so many procedures that we can do in order to not grow older. But something that I realized is, if we are focusing on changing things about ourselves that truly no one even notices, we're not focusing on the bigger picture of our life. We are made to believe that matters so much, when in reality, what truly matters is, are you happy? Are you kind to the people around you? Are you fulfilled? And when we are consuming the media that tells us, do you have wrinkles here? Have you ever worried about bags under your eyes? Do you want an arm lipo? When we consume that kind of media, that takes our focus away. And we're all different. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, because our experiences are incredibly different. But I have gotten to understand that if I focus on the small things, I can only focus on the small things. So I have decided to take a step back from that kind of media, and I have decided to actively avoid that kind of media. Now, what do I mean by actively? I have gone into YouTube and I have gone into Instagram and blocked the pages that I used to follow, because I know that my mind is already wired to want to know these things or want to see these changes. So I am taking control over my actions and I am blocking those pages, because that is not something that I am interested in any longer. Another way that I am changing the way that I consume media, first of all, I've always tried to read books, but I was never able to do that successfully by keeping my focus in one page. So a way that I'm trying to change to consume media is by understanding myself and being honest with myself, and acknowledge that, hey, maybe reading physical books does not work for me. So I am going to consume audiobooks, because when I consume audiobooks, I'm able to use my hands and get tasks done. Clean, organize, go on a walk. I think we just have to also be honest with ourselves and be like, well, this just doesn't work for me. This isn't me. As I mentioned before, I have gone to understand that I am incredibly sensitive. I am a little crybaby. I need a lot of encouragement, right? So encouragement and guidance, that's what I need. So I've gone to find some amazing artists on Spotify. one of them that honestly I would love to give my personal thanks to. So I think I'm actually gonna donate to him. I will get to that. But his name is Akira the Don, and he makes lo-fi out of motivational speeches. I love that for me. You know, that is something that I need. I am in constant need of motivation. So I am taking an active approach on finding things that are connecting with my higher purpose. It takes my consciousness from a negative space to a space where I can change anything that I want. And that is the kind of mindset that I need to maintain. So many of us have gotten used to being passive about what we consume. And we need to see that it really is affecting the way we live, because what we see, what we hear, whether we like it or not, it stays in our subconscious mind. I am no longer gonna watch true crime. I know that one is a hard one for me, but I'm tired of being scared and feeling like I'm gonna get killed by like going outside, you know? I don't need that kind of messaging in my life. So instead, I am going to focus on books that are good for me, books that teach me and that provide me with a positive sense of mind. If you guys have any books that you recommend, please let me know. There are a couple that I recommend. My main one is Stolen Focus, which I believe that book emphasized and summarized a lot of the feelings that I had, which were, hey, we're totally being guided by what we consume. How is this affecting our brain? The power is within you. I love self-help. You know, I need all the help that I can get. Please help. All right, you guys. So I hope that this was helpful in case you have been wondering about changing the media, or you had like an icky feeling about what you've been consuming. You are not alone and you are not imagining it. But instead of panicking, focus on the things that you can control. Because so many times I would freak out and I would say, they're controlling all the media, you know, they're mind controlling everyone. And it's like, not untrue. But what can you change about the situation? Okay guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up my makeup and I'll show you guys the finished look in a quick second. Bye. Alright guys, so this is my final look. Nothing too flashy because I am not the star of the show. But I hope that what I talked about made sense, and I hope that you guys have a good day. See ya!